freelance photographer Baoyang finds herself reluctantly engaged to CEO Aaron, a man she perceives as dull and prefers to keep at arm's length. Despite their agreement, Baoyang firmly asserts that Aaron isn't too old for her, prompting a teasing reply from him, "It's never too late to back down." In response, she establishes 3 personal rules to maintain their careers separately before leaving the conversation. The next day, Baoyang's father pays a visit, advising his daughter to be respectful and obedient. Baoyang smiles and reassures him, promising to be a diligent wife and mother, though Aaron sees through her facade and conceals his doubts to avoid raising suspicions. Later, Aaron approaches Baoyang in her bedroom, asking her to save his contact information so they can keep each other updated on her father's visits. "It's hard for me to predict what you will do," he notes. Baoyang replies earnestly, "But I will try to cooperate with you." The next day, Baoyang and Arun attended a family dinner party. Baoyang looked stunning, but struggled to walk in her shoes, prompting Arun to fetch her sandals. He gently helped her put them on, deepening her internal conflict about her feelings for him. On the way home, Baoyang asked to stop at a playground, where she had a great time. Later, feeling hungry, she rushed to the kitchen to make a meal. Arun stood by, amused as she struggled to light the stove. He stepped in to cook for her, making her heart race as she realized how much he cared. After serving the meal, he eagerly asked if she liked it. Baoyang took a bite and admitted it wasn't to her liking. With a chuckle, Arun offered to buy her something instead and asked if she would accompany him to meet some of his old friends. Without hesitation, Baoyang agreed. That day, Baoyang dressed beautifully in a red dress, capturing Arun's attention completely. "Is this the first time you're seeing me?" she teased, and Arun quickly brushed it off as they headed to the bar. At the bar, Arun sat with his friends but couldn't take his eyes off Baoyang, who was enjoying herself playing dice and drinking during a game where players had to drink if they failed. Curious about Arun's love life, Baoyang asked his friends if he had ever been in love. They chuckled, revealing that Arun had never had a serious relationship, and they even doubted he had experienced his first kiss. Baoyang, surprised, couldn't believe it. At 30, he seemed so experienced. On the way home, she playfully grabbed his tie and asked, "Did you have a girlfriend before me?" The tension thickened as he replied, "No." With that, Baoyang fell asleep in his arms, and Arun gazed at her with tender care, cherishing the moment. As Baoyang awoke in the car, she playfully asked, "Are your lips boring to kiss?" Arun smirked and replied, "Why don't you try and see?" Without hesitation, Baoyang unbuckled her seatbelt and jumped into his lap, kissing him passionately. Caught up in the moment, Arun wrapped his arms around her neck, deepening the kiss with equal fervor. When they arrived home, he gently told her to get some sleep. "Good night," he said. Baoyang, feeling mischievous, pretended to stumble as she fell back, drawing Arun's attention back to her with a teasing smile. Baoyang stood by the kitchen, eating an apple, when Aaron asked if she was hungry. She sat down, pulled him by his shirt, and kissed him with a smile, saying, "Yes, I'm hungry, and I want you." Aaron's eyes widened, and when she leaned in for another kiss, he stopped her, reminding her they shouldn't cross boundaries. Upset, she left him standing alone. The next day, Baoyang returned home with a male friend, her childhood companion. Aaron, who was in the kitchen, noticed them and felt a twinge of jealousy. When Baoyang walked in, he asked about the guy, and she replied, "Just a friend," before walking away. After finishing the meal he had prepared, Aaron served her, and she complimented his cooking, asking how he learned so quickly. He looked at her charmingly but whispered to himself, "It took me 2 months to learn these skills." He then joined her for dinner. Later, Baoyang went to his bedroom, sitting on his bed and showing him some photos. As they grew more familiar, she began to gaze deeply into his eyes. With that, they kissed passionately. The next day, Baoyang went to a bar with her friend, where they sat drinking and chatting about Aaron's charm. She shared how they had kissed, and her friend asked, "Why was it just a kiss? Didn't you have sex?" Baoyang replied, "He's shy, and I want to take my time getting to know him better." Just then, a random guy approached, trying to harass them. As he grabbed Baoyang, she and her friend kicked him and ran away. Feeling unsettled, she called her husband to come pick her up. As it started to rain, her husband arrived, holding an umbrella to shield her from the downpour. Baoyang was touched by his thoughtfulness. He removed his jacket and wrapped it around her, shielding her from the rain, and then carried her into his arms. Inside the car, Baoyang was soaked, and her husband helped dry her hair. Once they got home, she asked him why he was so cold and unromantic. Her question sent shockwaves through Aaron. Determined to prove he wasn't weak, he grabbed her, pressed her against the wall, and kissed her passionately. As he started removing her clothes, she whispered, "This is my first time." He replied, "It's my first time, too." With that, he kissed her again, and they shared an intimate night together. The next morning, Baoyang woke up feeling refreshed. Aaron walked in, gifting her a bag that made her very happy. She lay on his lap while he worked on his computer, and their bond began to grow stronger and more affectionate. Later, Baoyang shared with her friend how she was gradually falling in love with Aaron. Her friend was thrilled and advised her to keep the momentum going before they hung up. The following day, her jealous stepsister cautioned her to be careful around Aaron, not to fall in love with him. But Baoyang replied boldly, "That's none of your business." Aaron then visited Baoyang's father to greet him. When Baoyang walked in, Aaron couldn't take his eyes off her. Her father urged Aaron to be patient with Baoyang and forgive her shortcomings. Aaron smiled and replied that he loved her very much and was willing to do anything for her, adding that he adored her childlike spirit. As her father left, Baoyang quickly pushed Aaron onto the couch and kissed him passionately. Aaron's eyes widened as he said, "Not here." Baoyang responded, "Why not?" and proceeded to kiss him again. The next day, they sat in the living room, where Aaron gave Baoyang a laptop to choose her wedding dress. As she browsed, he stared at her deeply, filled with love and a protective instinct. Later, Baoyang went to a bar with her friend, and Aaron picked her up. He felt a pang of sadness seeing how flirtatious she was with another guy. When he asked if she loved the guy, she replied, "Why do you care? Does it matter?" With a heavy heart, he responded, "No, it doesn't matter. You can do whatever you choose, I won't restrict you." Baoyang found his words hurtful, as she had started to fall for him. Upset, she walked away, leaving him standing there, feeling hurt. When they arrived home, she didn't speak to him. She simply said goodnight, stating she wanted to rest, leaving him alone. The next morning, Aaron brought a cake for her and asked the maid to call Baoyang. However, the maid delivered a shocking message: "Baoyang is not around, she left early." Aaron's heart sank, feeling utterly broken. Thanks for watching. Follow for part 2. Don't miss the twits of these dramas.